Annuities and amortization part 2. Let me maybe first recap on what I've covered during the course of the week. I won't talk about like part 1 and part 2 because now I'll just be doing like I'll be just be revising. So this is what we have covered. In fact, this was the outcomes that I expected from the students, that at the end of that lesson, they should be in a position to calculate the present and the future value of annuities, be able to calculate the payment of annuity in a given scenario, and also be able to calculate the term, which is like the number of years, the period for the future value of annuities. And again, the second part, which is the one that we're going to focus on, you should be in a position to calculate the present value of the amortization and also the payment of an amortized loan, and be able to calculate the outstanding balance after you have paid a certain amount of the loan, and also be able to construct the amortization schedule table. Now, starting with the annuities, an annuity is this refers to any set of equal payment made at an equal interval of of time. So it's like when a constant amount of money is paid or received at regular intervals over a period of time. When you talk about annuities, you can think of insurance, you can think of investments, and also like pension for those who works, and also provident fund. So those are referred to as what annuities. And then so this series of equal payments could be made compoundedly, like yearly, half yearly, quarterly, monthly, weekly, or even what daily, as we have learned when we were presenting the compound interest. So as I've said, that with annuities, those equal payments, there should be like a regular payment. So it means if that investment is compounded to say, we promise that at the end of, let's say, of the each and every month, there will be this interest that will be accumulated. So it means they will be expecting that there will be that regular payments that will happen each and every month. So if it's the same with quarterly, the same with what half yearly. So let's talk about the future value of annuity. In fact, we spoke about the future value of annuity, that this is the formula. The formula to calculate the future value of annuity is given, as you can see there on the screen. Yes, S equals to R into 1 plus I to the power n minus 1 over I. So where R is those regular payments, and the I is the interest rate per year, compounded at a certain period, and N is the number of what period, where you know that if it's compounded like monthly, you know that it affects or it has an impact on the number of years. So it means you're going to multiply the number of years with that compounded period. Whereas the I, so if it's compounded, let's say monthly, so it means it's like we split that interest rate per each and every month. So besides that, we also have got payment of future value. So how do you calculate the payment of the future value? This is the formula that you only need to know it. So what happened here from the first formula here, because we wanted to make R the side of the formula, so it means we had to divide both sides by this other portion, which is this one that is highlighted. So it's like we have to sharp the two instead of multiplication. Then that's why here you can see what is division. So it's important that you should know about this formula when to calculate what the payments for the future value. So again, to find the number of to find the term of the future value, which is the number of years, like how long would this investment take to mature, or maybe for you to be able to have a certain amount. So this is the formula that I also derived. You just need to know it. So I said that you can use ln is the same as even if you use what log on the calculator, in a scientific calculator. You just need to know this if they ask you about the number of years. So that is the formula we use. So now there is also present value of what of annuity. So with present value, I said that when we calculate the present value of annuity, each of the regular payments are like future or that future values accumulated values that are made up of what capital and what interest added. So you can see that the difference between that first formula for future, it has got added that interest, which is 1 plus I to the power of n, and it has also changed the letter s to be what? To be letter p, meaning that this is for what? For the present value. So the payment of the present value, again, you just divide left and right with this other portion here, then you get it like you swap them around, and then you get R equals to P divided by that. That is the formula to calculate what the payments. If they ask you to find what, I mean, what would be the monthly or weekly payments. Okay, so we did this activity here, all of them we did. Let me see. The first one that we did, it was looking at it. It says at the end of each year, an investor makes 6 equal deposits of 500 into an investment account with a time bank, which pays 12% per annum, compounded annually. How much would be the investment at the end of what? 6 years? So, like the way how we approached the compound interest and simple interest, then I said for you to be able to respond to this kind of scenario, as you go through that scenario, try to identify what is given and what is required, because that will also help you to identify the formula that you need to use. So, and also, now that we are dealing with annuity, another thing, as you read through the question, you should be in a position to ask yourself, is this the future value of annuity principal, or is it the present value of annuity what principal? So in our case, we find that what is given here, it was the value of what? The payment. They're saying that there are those what 6 equal payments that were provided like in what? In six years. Then interest was 0.12, and the number of years they're saying is what? Is 6. So meaning that, I mean, they even said, I think annually, let's see, years, that 12% is paid what? Annually. Because now it's paid annually, it's like, well, if we were to talk about it by annually, so it's like years. So it means for the 6 years, for the whole year, this investor paid 500, the second year 500, third year up until what? Year what? 6. Those are the regular payments. So hence we're saying that this falls as under what? Annuity. So what is required here is the what? Is the future value. So because they say how much will be the investment when at the end of 6 years, which tells us that what is in the future, it's not now. So hence we've used this formula. If you just substitute the values here, and then you get this 4,057.59 cents. So the second one, it was about Mr. Peterson, who had just retired and would like to receive 5,000 at the end of every month for 10 years. If the money can be invested at 9% per annum, compounded what? Monthly. How much money should he deposit when? Today. So when we read this, we've identified what is given. In fact, before we identify, you can see that here, this is we're talking about the present, because they're saying how much money should be deposited when? Today, so which is what? Present. So what is given here, we find that he said he wants to receive what? 5,000 what? It's a regular payment. It's like you just want to invest on another, like to have an extra salary from the pension that is going to cash up. The number of years is 10. Because it's compounded monthly, that's why we multiply it by what? By 12 to give us what? 120. So the interest, I said, is 9%. 9% divided by 100, we get 0.09. Then we divide by 12 because it's compounded what? Monthly. We use the formula to calculate the present value of annuity, then replace the value. What happened? I don't have the answer, but I don't know what happened. But this is how it is. If you can use your calculators, the way how it is, then you're going to get what? The value of that one. I don't know why I didn't type the answer. Or is this one? Mr. Peterson. Oh, yes. Oh, yeah, it is. All right, we find that it's going to be 394,708.46. So I also used the financial calculator, which is a sharp financial calculator, EL7 what 738F model. It confirmed that yes, the answer is still the same. So if you can just follow those procedure here, you can arrive to that answer. Then the next activity was about Sarah, who wants to save an amount of 100,000 in 2 years' time for the deposit on a townhouse. She wants to make weekly payments into an account that offers 8% yearly interest rate compounded weekly. Then the question was like, determine the size of her weekly payments. Then here, what was given is the what is that amount, which is 100,000. We say it's the present value because she wants to do what, to save that amount, which is 100,000. When? Now. She doesn't want it like later. So the interest here 8%, and then now because it's compounded weekly, we divide by what? By 52. The number of periods 2 years. They said yes, in 2 years multiplied by 52, so it means it's going to be 104 what weeks. What is required is the what is the payments. So using the payment to calculate the present value of annuity, we find that those weekly payments needs to be 1,041 so that you can be able to make it to that what 100,000 what, and those weekly payments in those 2 years. So again, we've used the financial calculator, follow this procedure, and then we get what? That 1,041. So it corresponds also. The next one was about Mr. Langa. Okay, yeah, here it is. Mr. Langa, who wants to start saving early for his son's tertiary studies one day. So he wanted to pay 350 weekly to the savings account that returns 8.5% interest per year, compounded weekly. Then the question was like, how many years will it take him to have 400,000 in the account? So this is what is given. We've got the payments, the weekly payments is 350. The interest is sitting at what, 8.5, which is if you divide by 100, you get 0.085 divided by 52. And we have what, that future value, which is 400,000. So if you use this formula, which is N equals to the lien S, what is it? S, oh, S multiplied by I, or SI divided by R plus 1 divided by the log or the lien of 1 plus I. We replace the value. Then you get a value here, which is like around 640 something or 652 or so. We divide it by the what? Because here they said it's weekly, you divide by 52 to get to what? 12.41. That it will take close to 12 years for them to do this. So it means they better start maybe to save this when that child is like what, maybe 5 years, it will be better, because I mean from grade 1 to grade 12, so it's already 12 years, so it means they better start early. So again, we've used the financial calculator. It confirmed that answer that we got. Another one, I think this should be the last. How much can Peter borrow from Capitec Bank if he can repay the loan by means of quarterly payments of 3,000? So this one is just estimated to say, I just want to know, I can only afford to pay 3,000 towards that, but I'm not sure how much do I need to, maybe am I going to get from bank? So because they're talking about the loan, so it means this one also tells us that this is what is the present value, because we want that money now, and then we'll pay later. Then using this formula, we get that the answer is going to be 53,289 5 cents. If like pay each what, I mean, no, this would be the amount you'll be paying, that 3,000 quarterly. Yes. So the amount that he needs to that the bank is going to give him is this one. And then again, we use a financial calculator to get to that answer. So that was it in terms of the annuities. We also touched a bit of amortization, of which now the difference between the two, annuities and amortization, is that with amortization, this one we are concentrating on the payment of what debts. So both the principal and interest by sequence of equal payment at an equal what time interval. So in other words, we're talking about the loan here, talking about the mortgage loan. Like let's say you are buying a house. In fact, long-term loans, you are buying a land. That is what amortization. And with amortization, it uses the present value of annuity. I mean, their formula is the same. Yes, this one with amortization, we don't talk about what the future. We don't talk about the future value. We talk about the present value, because the money that you are going to get, you use it today, and you pay when I mean later, up until you settle the full amount. So this is the formula, as I've indicated, that is the same as the future value, the present value of annuity. And so if you want to find the payments, again, is the same as the payment for the what present value of annuity. I also assisted you to calculate with the formula to calculate the number of what a period, which is given as you can see as highlighted below. So because there are certain cases that will be asked to say how long is this going to take. So I know that with those who did maths, they might just decide to say, to calculate the n, they can just replace the value for p, the r, and the I, and then work it out going down up until they make n that's with the formula. But that is very complex for me. If you can use this formula to calculate that value of n, then you find your life very much easier. I also confirmed using the financial calculator if you arrive at the same answer, and we'll also do it when we be dealing with the activity that deals with the number of period or for how long. Okay. Okay. I think we also did one activity so that I've removed it. So this is where I want us to start today. It's an activity. I think there are only two, if not three activity before we go to the amortization table. Then we'll be done for the day. Cool. So let's look at this activity that we have here. John plans to buy a car for 450. He pays a 15% deposit and manages to secure a bank loan for the outstanding amount. The bank charges 12.5% per annum, compounded monthly. So the first question says, determine what John's minimum monthly payment will have to be if the loan has to be repaid in 6 years' time. The second one, refer to John's loan above. What will be the outstanding amount on John's loan be after 3 years minimum payments have been made? The third one, suppose John decides to pay 8,000 monthly into this loan account from the start. How long will it take John to pay off the loan? All right, I think it's here. Yes, this is what we have. Normally, this is how the amortization questions comes in. And as you can see that it has got, I mean, three questions that are talking to the same scenario, but the one is dependent on another one. That is the tricky part of the amortization. So if you miss to get the first one, so it's also going to be difficult, maybe also to get what the rest. But let's see. Let me help you and see. Let's start. What is given here? Okay. Another thing. Can you see this loan here? The amortization, you will see that by the leading word, this loan. So you must know that you're going to use present value of what annuity, even if it can come to under annuity. If there's a loan, you must know that there's what present value of what annuity or amortization that is going to be used. And we must also look that there is a regular payments that needs to be made, because this loan you can also find it under compound, but the difference is that with amortization there will be regular what payments, but whereas with compound they're just interested on the interest per period. There will be no regular payments. We'll just be having that scenario that will be asking you to say what is the, let's say, the present value for this investment and stuff like that, or for the loan. That's it. But there will be no like those regular what payments. Okay. So what is given here? What is our present value? Okay. The present value here. Okay, we have this. They're saying John plans to buy a car for 450. Okay. He went to the garage, he saw the car, it's 450,000. So there's this thing that when you go there to if you want to buy the car, in fact, on that vet, they might even tell you to say, um, you can have this car if you can pay 15% deposit. But when you go there, those people now, the funny part is that when you arrive, when you go there, then they will tell you to say, you know what, this car we can even give you for what for 0%. Without your deposit. This deposit you can use it for anything that you want to do on your car, or maybe you can use it to if you want to upgrade certain things in your car, maybe the car seat or whatever that needs addition. Because when you try to ask, and then why, I mean 15%, they'll say, maybe if you take this 15% and split over all of them into those, how many, they say what, 6 years, is it 6 years? Yes, they talk about 6 years, so it means how many months are in what, 6 years? 72. So in 72 months, you take that 72, you find that maybe the difference that will make, maybe like will be like 300 rand per each and every. That's when they said, I know you don't need to do that. But looking at this question, they're saying this 450, you are willing to say yes, even if there'll be that, it will make a difference that I will be paying like less by that 300. I can use, I'm fine. So meaning that here, what is going to happen? Let's see how much the bank is going to give John. So it means it's going to be 450,000 minus 15% multiplied by that 450. This would be the amount that the bank is going to give John. Let's see, how much is it now? I'm getting something like 382500. This is what I'm getting. So this is going to be our present value. This is the amount that the bank is going to loan, because that portion, 15%, it is the money that will be coming from John's savings, right? And then the next thing is the interest, which is sitting at what, 15%, and is compounded what, monthly. So meaning that is going to be divided by 12, 15%, 0.15. Okay. Then this number of years, which is 6, multiplied by 12, and I already said is what, 72. Okay. So this is the information which is given. So now the first question, determine what John's minimum payment will be made if the loan has to be paid in 6 years. So it means you go and take the formula to calculate the payment. Is this one? Okay. Then we need to replace the values. The value of P we are saying is 382500. The value of I Where's my tools now? Here's 12 is 0.15. N is 72. So here we divide by 12, 0.15. You can put multiplication here, still fine. But even if it's brackets, it will give you answer. Here's 12, 0.15. Then N is 72. What would be the answer? As you're still looking for that answer, let me help those with a scientific, with a financial calculator. And the first thing that you need to do, is it now? Okay, the first thing that you need to do is to reset your calculator. All right. Using the final calculator again, there's the second function, NDF, then interest or payments per year. We're saying that is compounded. Yes, it means there will be 12 each for each and every year. Then ENT, then you press Ctrl C. After that, then let's see. We have that 450 plus or minus. Oh, it's not going to be 450 because we've calculated the 8, which is going to be 382500. It's our what? PV. What else? We have 12.5. It's our interest per year. We have the number of years, which is said what? 6 years. We say 6. Then second function n, so it will give you 72. Then we don't have feature value, we'll say 0. Then FV. Then we need to compute a PMT, which is what? Payments. Okay, so let's see if I'm following this procedure. Second function, interest per year is 12. Then I'm entering this on or off. Then plus or minus 382500. This is my PV. Then 12.5 is my interest per year. And then 6, second function n, it gives me 72. Then 0 is the feature value. And then compute payments. I'm getting 7577.78. This is what I'm getting. Okay, I'm getting an error. I'm using Casio. It's on words. Okay, so this is what you do. 382500. Then divide by there's a lot of brackets. Then open brackets. Then that's a symbol which is like what? A fraction. Another open brackets is 1 plus another fraction 0.15 divided by 12 close brackets, then to the power of 72. Then I drop it down minus 1. Okay, then I can go down to again that fraction 0.15. Then going down is 12. I can put multiplication, and then there's open brackets. It's 1 plus again that fraction 0.15 divided by 12 brackets again, then to the power of 72. Okay, then that of the I don't know what happened. I pressed the wrong thing. Am I going to go back now? No. See now. I pressed the wrong. Okay, I think I'm back now. Then you move this cursor to the last that with this and put a big brackets. Why? I'm getting 8087.97. Let me see if I run it off. Maybe something that I did wrong. Why are they not corresponding? Okay, let me verify if something that I did wrong. Maybe on that other. Let me see if okay, I can see the 0.15. Okay, so interest we getting okay 0.15, 0.15. So that 15. Oh, I made a mistake. It's not 0.15 because 15% was for the deposit. So I'm going to change that 0.15 and put what 0. It's not 0.15, and you guys you are letting me just to do this. Going to be 0.125. 125. It's 12%. 12.5. It's 125. 125. Okay. Even here 125. Sorry about that. Okay. 0.125. 125. 125. I think I'm done. Let me see. Everything is in order. It's 125 here. Okay. Yes, I got 7577 point what 78. This is the answer. All right. Let's move to the second one now. You got this. You can write it down because we're going to use this value to calculate the second one. In mind now. It's 125. 125. 125. All right. The second one says, refer to John's loan above. What will be the outstanding amount of the loan be after 3 years minimum payments have been made? So what does this mean? Let's talk. What will be the outstanding balance? So this one, which we need to refer to John's loan above, what will be the outstanding amount on John's loan be after 3 years minimum payments have been made? So in other words here, what are they trying to say is that, I mean, John already paid 3 years. Okay, this loan is supposed to be for 6 years. Maybe my assumption is that maybe John got a bonus and maybe want to see then what is my outstanding balance from that loan, so that maybe you can see if maybe you can settle that balance or not. So you want to know that after has paid 3 years, how much remains. It's like if you guys you have a cell phone contract and then you decide, I know, man, I think I've paid enough, because I've seen that nowadays a contract, cell phone contracts, they can be 36. I've seen 36 months. I've seen that with MTN. For 36 months, and you just think of the phone 3 years. By 3 years, that phone will not be in good condition, but you'll still be expected to honor the obligations. So now maybe you can reach a point to say, no, man, I mean, I'm in 300 rand that I'm paying for towards this. Maybe let me find out after they've deducted or you've paid, let's say 18 months. You want to know that, okay, what would be the balance of another 18 months to see how much is it going to be. So the same here. So what is going to affect is going to be what the present value, because it's going to change that value, and it's also going to affect what the number of the number of years that would have been paid, of which in this case, so instead of this 72, so it means it's going to be what you are going to you are going to reduce it by what by what into half, because it's 3 by 3. So it means instead of this of 6, it means it's going to be 6 by 12, which will give you what 32, and then you work it out. That will be a standing what balance that you still needs to pay. However, they said you can negotiate because it also including the what the interest. But if you decide to say, okay, no, I want to settle now, they will calculate. But in this instance, you just want to see how much will would be that balance. Okay, so let's see if you take this formula for the present value in minor. Okay, here. Then replace the values. At least now you know what your payment, which is 7577.78. This is going to be multiplied by, okay, the value of I. I'm gonna move this. Okay, the value of I, here we divide by 12, 0.125. So it's going to be 36, right? Because it's going to be, no, not 36. Yes, 3 by 12. Yes, it's going to, okay, let me write it. 3 multiplied by 12 minus 1. Then below here, we divide this. Where am I? Divide by 12, 0.125 multiplied by, it's 1 plus, is 12, 0.125 divided by 3 by 12. Okay, so what would be the answer? Okay, let me see how much is it going to be. It's 7577.78 multiplied by, open brackets, then how it's happening now. 7577.78. Okay, then open brackets, it's 1 plus 0.125. Below is 12, then close brackets, the power of 3 multiplied by 12, said it's what, 36, then going down minus 1. Okay, sorry, going down, fraction again, 0.125 divided by 12, open brackets, we've got 1 plus, then that fraction 0.125 divided by 12, then close brackets, then to the power of 36, then move the pointer to the line and close that brackets. This is the 226,515 point, let's say 96 if I'm converting to two decimal places. Let me see if you got the same. Oh, thank you. Yes, yes, it still needs to pay that 223,484. Yeah, that's true because of the interest. Like I said, this is something that if now he wants to settle. So if you want to settle the balance with the case, so that's when they will calculate to say, I mean, they can't charge you the interest. Maybe they can just charge you the penalty, or like especially when what they do with the cell phone. They will say, okay, now if you want to terminate this contract, they will calculate it, say how much you're supposed to have to pay it now to settle, and then they will remove what the interest that was supposed to have been paid. So that's why I can see that it's still kind of a lot. All right, let's look at this. Where am I? I think there was the last question that says, suppose he decide to pay. All right, the third one says, suppose John decides to pay 8,000 monthly into this loan account from the start. How long will it take John to pay off the loan? Right? So it means you take this formula. So we replace the values here. We have that present value of what 301. Can you give me that value? Is it 385, 382,500? 382,500. Then the interest again, years 12, years 0.125. Okay, divided by 12. Then payments, they're saying now he wants to pay what? 8,000 instead of that 7,000 something that we've calculated. Or maybe, can I change this 8,000 maybe and say, now decide to pay 10,000. Yeah, I'm changing now. I want to see something because I mean 8,000 and that 7.7 doesn't make that kind of difference. So I want to see if he decided to say, no, I'm going to pay 10,000. How much is how long is it going to take? Because we're just playing around with this, because it is something that you can also think to say, okay, now at least I've got money. I want to see if I can pay like more. How long is it going to take me? They say no, it's fine. Let's work it out and see how long is it going to take you to get that answer, or I mean for you to be able to settle if you are where to pay that. So now here it is. You start with the negative. There's a negative here there that starts. Okay, let's start. There's a negative, and then this fraction, and top this what log. Then open. In fact, automatically it all puts in the open bracket 1 minus. Then there's a fraction 382,500. Then multiplied by, and then there's a fraction is 0.125 divided by 12, and then there is okay, before I go there, let me go down to 10,000. Okay, then there's a close bracket. I'm done with the top part. Then the below part, there's a log again. Then automatically it brings the open bracket, which is 1, plus then the fraction, which is 0.125 divided by 12, and then close brackets. Okay, so then you find 49.04. Don't know what this means. Okay, so it's 49. So it means this 49 is like 49 what month, ne? When you get this value that you have, divide it by they said is what monthly. Yes, divide it by monthly by 12. In fact, divide by 12. Divide by 12. It is going to take let's say 4.1 years. Let me see the use of a financial calculator. Okay, make sure that you clear the memory, whatever is the memory of your calculator. Second function. Second function, payments per year, we're saying they are 12. Then you enter, then column C. We have the payments, which is plus or minus. We're saying 10,000. Okay, this is what our payment. We also have 382,500, which is our present value. We don't have our future value is going to be 0. Then the interest still remain 12.5 interest per year. So what we need to do, we need to compute the value of n. That value of n, you are going to get 49.04. Then divide it by what? By 12 to get 4.1. So if you follow this procedure, you should be in a position to get to the answer. All right. Here's another one. Brenda secured a 20-year loan of 400,000. Then she repays the loan in equal monthly payments. The annual interest rate is 16% compounded what? Monthly. So probably this should be maybe a flat now, because I'm trying to think about 400,000. I'm sure this one is going to be a bachelor flat nowadays, costing 400,000, because I don't think there's a house that is still costing 400,000, unless if maybe it's a vandalized house. You correct me, colleagues. Maybe I'm referring to where maybe I'm staying. I can see Abel's hand is, he said yes, that's true. So I'm sure that a bachelor flat or 1 bedroom might find it around maybe Sunnyside, or yes, somewhere around then, maybe Pretoria Central. Because the cost of the property is very high nowadays. It's not even going down anymore. I thought maybe areas like Soshanguve, Mamelodi, maybe it's less, but I can see that their houses also, they're just going there around 800,000 going up. So yeah, that's how it is. So now we find here Brenda secured that loan for 400, and she repays the loan in equal payment. The annual interest rate is 16% compounded monthly. What is Brenda's minimum monthly payment? The second one, what will be the outstanding balance be after all the minimum payments have been made for 15 years? Assume interest remain the same. Suppose Brenda decides to pay 6,000 per month into this account from the start. In how many years will she pay off the loan? I think this question is kind of similar to the previous one that we did. Let me see, what is this? Okay, but let's do it so that at least it can help you. If maybe you've identified you struggle somewhere, you'll see when we do this one if it won't help you or not. All right, so let's start with what is given in this scenario. Okay, we have a 20-year loan, so which tells us that that is what the number of years, which is 20, and is compounded what monthly, meaning that is going to be multiplied by what, by 12, to give us what, I think 240 month. Okay, let me confirm. 20 by 12, yes, 240. And then that loan is 400, which tells us that this is what is a present value. Okay, and then equal payments, and the annual interest rate is what is 16%. Oh, this is too much. Or maybe because it's like a loan. I don't know, for the house, then we are given like close to 16%. Okay, in fact, that's based on they will tell you that is based on the credit ratings. For the practice sake, let's take it as it is, 0.16. And okay, this is what we have. So now the first question is asking about what the minimum monthly payment. So which we are going to use the formula to calculate the payments, which is this one. Okay. Here. Okay. Payment. The present value is 400. Yes, 400,000. Then I is 12, 0.16 to the power of 240. Then again, I is 12, 0.16 is 12, 0.16 and to the power of 240. So if you like, you can put multiplication here. What will be the answer?
5565,02.
It's what? 5?
565,02. But you can confirm.
Okay, 5.
65,02.
Like this.
No, 55.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
5565.02. All right, thank you. All right. Let me see if you go a second function. Interest per year, let's say is 12. ENT, no C. Plus or minus 400,000 is our present value. 0, because we don't have the future value. What else? The interest rate 16. That's interest per year. Okay. The number of years they're saying is 20. Second function, and it should give you 240. Then you compute the PMT. All right. Is there anyone who's the financial can help if you get that? Okay, let me quickly see. Second function. Sorry.
I got the Got the
You
same
got
answer.
you got the same answer. All right,
Yes.
65.02. All right, I'm taking it.
But confirm.
It gives what?
I'm saying you can confirm as well.
Oh, all right.
Yes, yes. I used the sharp,
Oh, okay, to
then I
confirm.
used the
All
yes.
right. All right, thank you. All right, let's look at the second one. It says, what would be the outstanding balance B after all the minimum payments have been made for 15 years? Assume interest remain the same, right? Okay. So let's talk about this one now. What would be the value of N? Okay, I can see there's a question. Gabriel, can you explain a question where we need to calculate the interest rate, please? But now we are calculating the number of years. I don't know. I haven't come across the situation where you be expected to calculate the interest rate or under amortization and annuities. I don't know if you, unless if maybe you have it, because I tried to even to derive the formula. It's kind of complex, that formula. So meaning that if they ask you, okay, let me confirm. Have you ever, come across the question under amortization and annuities that asks you about the interest rate, Gabriele? I know that they can ask you under compound and also simple interest. Okay, let's proceed to the second part of this. It says, what will be the outstanding balance be after the minimum payments have been made for 15 years, assuming interest remain the same? So let's talk. What will be the number of the? It's affecting the number of. We need to know the number of years that balance and stuff. What do you think will be the value of N now? All right.
I'm not sure, but they say outstanding balance after all the minimum payments have been made,
Yes.
meaning that are we not supposed to subtract the 20 years from the 15, and then the remaining years we calculate the outstanding balance using those years.
Yes,
I'm
that's correct. Because you've already,
oh, okay.
yes, you've already paid 15 years, right? So it means it's going to be, you know that, eh, suppose it's 20 minus what? 15, which is going to give you what? 15 years, such that N is going to be what? 5 multiplied by 12, because compounded what? Monthly. Um, what is 5 by 12? Is 60. So it means you need to calculate it using what? 60 months. It means we need to get the formula to calculate the what? Okay, I think this is the one that can help us. Yes, the present value. Okay. So the payment, oh, where am I now? Okay, the answer. Five 5565.02. Say multiplied by, then the value of I 0.16, because they said the interest rates remain the same. So to the power of what? 60. Then the value of I here is 12, here's 0.16. This multiplication. Here's 12, 0.16. Here's what? 60. What would be the answer?
Okay. On my side, but I used the sharp calculator.
Okay.
I got 228843,12.
All right. 228,843.12. Yeah, it's still a lot. This is because of the interest here. Because I mean, my thing to say after 15 years, okay, out of this 400, it's like because 228 is like above 50% of this 400. So you still need to pay the 288. It's because of the interest that are charged. Like I said the other day to say, a lot of money that are being made out of the interests that are being charged on the loans that we secure. On the other side, they'll say there's a service fee that will also get included on the amount that you're paying. Okay, I'm looking at this question on the chat box here, which says that the value of one bedroom flat in China is increased from 151,300 to 230,000 over 5-year period. Then the average rate of increase of the one bedroom flat over 5 years is going to be what? Okay, I can see this question, I think it's related to the simple interest because there's no way that they are talking about any compound. They're only talking about, I can see there's from, so it means that was the principal, and then two, that is like the amount at a later stage, and there's a number of years of which yes, this one you can calculate the value, I mean the interest from that formula. It says what? S equals to P into 1 plus R to the power of T. I forgot how we get to that formula to get that interest. Yeah, you need to use simple interest. S equals to P into 1 plus R to the power of T. Okay. If now we want to make what? R. This way I derive these equations that we have. But anyway, yes, let me say, use the simple interest to calculate this. This has nothing to do with the amortization, because with amortization, as I've indicated, it talks about the loan. Yeah, if it happens that I find that formula that I've derived, I will share it with you. Okay, thank you. Yes, use that one. All right, the last portion of this question. What is this saying? Suppose Brenda decides to pay 6,000 per month into this account from the start. In how many years will she pay off the loan? Okay, so for the how many years, again, we use this formula that we have and evaluate. Let's see. Okay. We replace the values here. The P, the present value, it was what, 400,000, and then the value of I, where they say it's remained the same. Here's 12, here's 0.16. Then close the payments. They're saying it has changed to what? To 6,000 instead of that 5,000. But it's not going to make that much of the difference from those years that we have there. I wonder if you're still able to see. Let me push this thing up. Okay. So here's 12, here's 0.16. All right. What would be the answer? Okay, let me use mine now. It's negative. There's that fraction. Then there's a log. There's a 1 minus. There's a fraction again for 400,000, which is multiplied by another fraction of 0.16 divided by 12. And I go down. It's what? 6,000. 6123. I close these brackets on top before I go down. Then down is what? It's a log again, is 1. Then plus there's a fraction, 0.16 divided by 12. Then I close these brackets and get the answer. So the answer that I get is 165 point, let's say 89. Then divide this by what? By 12. Okay, divide by 12. I'm getting 13.8. 13 years, 8 months. That will take if you decide to pay 6,000. It means it's got a bit of difference. Let's look at this one. All right, the first one. When buying a house, the Lee family takes out a 50-year loan. Their monthly payment 5,842. The interest rate is 10.5 per year compared monthly. What is the amount that they've borrowed? Okay, from what is given, we have a number of years, which is 15, and they've got what's compounded monthly, meaning that you are going to multiply it by 12. It's going to give us 180. The monthly payments, it's 5,842. Okay. And then the interest is sitting at 10.5 divided by 12. 10.5 divided by 100 is going to be 0.105. I think that's what is given. So now they want to know what is the amount that they've borrowed, which is what? The present value. Okay. So where's that formula to calculate the present value? Okay, here it is. Okay, they gave us the payment 5,842 multiplied by 1 plus I, which is 12, here's 0.105 to the power of 180. Okay, let me see. Let's say there's a We have already got the answer. Okay. Okay, let's see. That would be the case. Thank you, Eva. We have got 12, 0.105, then multiplied by 1 plus I. Here's 12, here's 0.105. Divide, which is 180. I'm told that the answer is what? 528. 528,496.99. All right. The last one for the for the day. Yes. Let's look at this one. Okay, let me do it from this page. It says a loan of 65,000 is to be amortized with equal payments for 3 years at 15% per year compounded monthly. What is the monthly payment of the loan? The second one, the interest due at the end of the fourth month. All right. So let's see what is given. I mean, the first one, I mean, it's something that we've been doing all along. Let's just put in what is given. We're given the present value, which is what? 65,000 is to be amortized with the equal payments for 3 years compounded, okay, a monthly. N is going to be 3 multiplied by 12, which is going to give us 36. And we've got interest that is sitting at what? 15%. That is that. So now the monthly payment of this loan, it should not be a problem for us. I think we can use this formula here. Okay. We have this P, which is 65,000. We have I, 0.15, 15% to the power of 36. And then we have got 12, 0.15 multiplied by whatever that is within these brackets. Here's 12, here's 0.15 to the power of what? 36. Then what is the answer?
I got using the sharp. I got the 2253,25.
All right, 2253,25. The Casio. Okay, let me do the Casio so that they may not say I'm just relying on one source. 65123 divided by, okay, open brackets, this, and then another open brackets is 1 plus another 1, 0.15 divided by 12. close brackets to the power of 36, then going down -1, and then I'm done. Going down for another fraction, 0.15 divided by 12, multiplied by, open brackets, 1 plus as a fraction, 0.15 divided by 12, close brackets to the power of 36. Okay, it goes this way, close brackets. All right, I also got 2253 point, yes, it was 246 something. Then we round it off to what, 2.25. Yes, I can confirm that is correct. We got the same. All right, the second part, what will be the interest due at the end of the what? Fourth month is. So for you to be able to do this one, you can use an amortization table to do this. Unless maybe someone can tell me if you can do it. Yes, I think you can also do it using financial calculator to get what will be the interest due at the end of the what, fourth month. So the interest that will be due. So let me do this. I'm going to clear. Okay, let me first insert that table. For now, do it draw the amortization table. Okay, let's say we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'll use 5 column. Let me see if, okay, if this will be enough. I hope you will have the amortization table on your guide. If not, I know that there are those ones who are also doing it QMI, because it will also be taught on the QMI, unless if you've already also done it. So let's talk about the first one will be month. The second one is outstanding principal amount, although let me say loan. Then the next one will be interest due, of which interest due we use the formula for the simple interest, which is let me see if I'm able to write down here, which is I equals to what, PRT, right? Then the next one will be the payment, and then the principal repaid. Okay, try to stretch this table. Abel, how did you get it? If you can share with us.
I used the sharp calculator.
Okay, what are the procedure?
Okay, yeah, you just follow the steps on inserting all the second shifts.
Okay,
Uh,
you are teaching now. Let me
that's,
type them down.
yeah, just do the basics of getting the payment.
Okay, okay, let me see.
The second shift.
Okay,
Uh,
second function, then
yes,
interest per year, the compounded
yes,
monthly, and then we enter,
yes,
then on or C. Okay, the second part, I know that we've got what? The payment, right? Payment, plus or minus. How much was that value?
60. I think it's 60. Like it's 65. The present value. Is it
Oh,
the yeah?
okay. It's fine. Okay, 65,000. I think it's like this. So this one is PV, and then we have
Yes,
we have plus or minus. Is it payment? Should I include payment?
Yeah,
necessarily.
please. Yeah, you can include the payment
Okay, it
because
was what? What is that value?
it's 2253.
225. Okay. And then this is what? PMT. What else? We don't have future value. And then the number of years, how many? They said is what?
Raise.
It's 3, ne? 3,
Yes.
then second function, and n, it will give you what? 36. And then what is that you did? You compute.
The interest.
Oh, the interest. Oh, okay. The interest was what? 15% interest per year. It was 15%. And then how did you get?
But before say the payment you before including the payment there on the section we
Must first calculate it.
Yes, the first question was we calculated the payment, right? We compute payment.
All right.
Yes, the answer.
Okay.
Then after getting the answer, we press the amortization function on the. Yeah, that's your answer there. You compute payment, right? Then you get the yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Then after this is AMRT.
Yes. It's gonna give you. Is it P1? Then you include, you press 4, then you press this the arrow, the down arrow again. You do it twice. You press you press the first, the amortization function, then it's gonna give you the P1, then you insert 4, you press the down function again, it's gonna give you P2, then you include, you press 4 again, then it's gonna give you the balance, the principal, the interest.
All right. So for you are referring to the month.
Yes, the fourth month. Include
Okay. So it means like P4 that it will give you that amount. Okay. Thank you. So okay, that's that using the financial calculator. Let's see if you were using this table that we have. How do we go about it? Those values. Let's say month, so it means we're going to see month 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's say 5, but we're interested of the said month 4. Okay. So the outstanding loan at the start, it was what? 65,000, right? Then we need to calculate the interest due for that month using this formula that we have here for the PRT. The present value will be what? 65,000. This is going to be multiplied by the rate, which is what? 0.15, then multiplied by the time, or is it what? The portion, which is what? Let me see. That portion for that month, I think it will be. Let me check something here to confirm. All right. So what is going to happen here? Since this is compounded what monthly, and we just want interest due for the first month. So for the first month out of what 36, it's like, in other words, like for each and every month, it's going to be like, it's like 1 divided by what? By that 36 month, which is going to give you something like 0.02 what 7, where it is going to be 0.08. Something wrong here. Wait a minute with my calculations. Where am I getting this wrong? Okay, I'm wrong. It's not 1 divided by 36. It should be for each month 1 divided by what? By 12, because this is what based on what? On the month. So that's when you're going to get what? 0.08. Let me reduce the size here. Okay, it's not enough. All right, what would be the answer? 65,000 multiplied by 0.15 multiplied by 0.08. Who is 8 now? All right, for the sake of time, I think I'm getting 780. You can confirm. So here is that 2253.25. Let me copy this because we're saying it's not going to change for the duration of those 3 years. Copy and paste. Okay. So to calculate the principal amount paid is going to be this 2253.25 minus that 780, which is going to give us what? I'm getting 1,4. Okay, 1473 point what? 25, right? So now we go back to the outstanding loan, say 65,000. Let me reduce the size here. 65,000 minus that amount, which is 1473.25 that we get, and this one will give us 653.526.75. Please help me with calculations. 26.75. So that value that you got there, which is 65, let me copy this. Okay, so it's going to be 63, 65, 63. How am I getting this? Something wrong here. 63, 526. 0.75. 63, 526.75 multiplied by those values. The second one, I think you are going to get a 762.32. The payment remained the same. So now we take that payment 2253.25 minus that 762.32 to give us. Okay, what is the answer here? I'm getting 1490.93. Then coming here, you take the balance from the second month on the ascending loan, which was 63526.75. Then you subtract it from 1490.93. This will give you something like 62035.82. Right? That value is the one that you're going now is on the interest. You're going to use it as the present value for the third month, which is going to be 62035 point what 8.82. You multiply with those values, the interest and that one, the term, which is remain the same, 0.08, then you get something like 744.43. Then again, so principal repaid, you subtract the 225, the monthly payments, 25 minus 744.43, which I think I'm getting 1408.82. So you take that value again, you subtract it from the outstanding loan from the third month, which was 62,035.82. Then you subtract it with that 1508.82. This should give you something, let's see, 62035.82 minus 1508.82 is giving me 60527. Then you take that value here, which is 60527, multiply by those values. Then you get what? Multiply by 0.15, multiply by 0.08, 726 point, let me say 32. Did they say what would be the interest due? Right, that I think that was our question. Let's see if we get the same. Okay, who is that? Hey, Abel, what was your answer? You said 700 and what? 757.
Yeah,
Why?
but I'll confirm.
Yes. You're saying?
I was saying I saw yours is 726.32 and mine 75, but I think maybe I made a mistake somewhere, but I'll just confirm. It's okay.
All right, please, because this is how you do it if you're doing it in a manual way. Maybe you might be right. Somehow when I was doing this, might find that there was like a conversion errors. But this is how you can do it if you're using the amortization table. All right. This brings us to the end of our session on annuities and amortization, students. Thank you so much for your participation, for your input, and also teaching with me. I really appreciate that. I hope and believe that you have learned something or two. Thank you for the thumbs up that I see on the screen. Thank you so much and enjoy the rest of the weekend. Bye bye until we meet.